Hello, this is Siano with LinkedInterviews.com, and I'm here on the show today with Cliff Moore. Cliff is the owner and president of I'm Impressed Inc. How are you today, Cliff?
I'm great, Al. Thank you.
It's good to have you on the show. I want to thank you for being here. Would you tell us a bit about I'm Impressed Incorporated and what you do for your clients?
Sure. Actually, what we've done is we've developed a workshop concept called the Brand of Me. And what we do with these workshops is the subject matter changes based on the needs of the clients. These workshops function as a standalone subject or subjects that can support each other, similar to learning blocks. It's our belief that training and developing people eventually turns into relationships that will create loyal customers.
What is it about your workshop that differs from others?
Well, I, like most people, have spent hundreds of hours at workshops, going to dozens of them, spending thousands of dollars, and sometimes at the end, I'm not sure why I went to that workshop, because at the end of the workshop, they're just trying to sell me a book or they're trying to sell me a video. Our sessions are not like that. They're much smaller. Our group size is usually 10 to 12 people versus hundreds at the others, so they have a lot of input. The other thing is, and here's where the value comes in, instead of hundreds of dollars, we're an inexpensive option to getting the personal and professional tools that make people more confident. It only costs $25 a session. And since the size of our group is so small, they get more out of that.
$25? How are you able to do that?
Well, what we do is our workshops are small in size, and because it's a workshop, we actually get people to participate a lot more. And the idea is not how much money they're spending, but what they're getting away from that. And I'd rather be having more people in my workshops, getting more input, and having people get more out of it than these larger workshops that charge hundreds of dollars and then try and sell you something at the end. So I'm in this for the long haul. I want people to go to many of my workshops, not just come one time.
So the difference in I'm Impressed Inc. is you're looking to build a relationship with your clients such that you can provide the appropriate ongoing training that they need to support their efforts.
That's exactly right. And the other advantage that we have, too, is we can adjust the subject based on the audience. So I'll give you an example. Last week we did 3 workshops, and those workshops were the ABCs of networking. All 3 takeaways at the end of those workshops were completely different. One was a group of students and people that had just lost their jobs. So we talked about job interviews rather than going to a social event and walking through a dining room or walking through a lounge or something and introducing yourself. So we asked what people would like to get out of the workshop at the starting point. We put it up on a chart, and we make sure we cover those points before it's over.
Okay, so that seems to be very objective and would be something that would render a lot more value to the attendee.
Exactly right. The other thing that we do is we offer our workshops throughout the year at different times, and we offer different times of the day as well. So since they're only 90 minutes, our AM workshop, which typically starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and ends at 9:30, is perfect for somebody that wants to go to one of these workshops before they go to work, and they can still get a full day in. Then we have another session, which is our midday session, which is from 10 o'clock to 11:30, and that's for somebody that's either got to send their children to school, they've got something to do in the morning, they can go to those sessions. And the best one at all is we do an evening one, and that goes from 7 at night till 8:30. So that's for the mother or father that's home, wants to feed their family, wants to have some quality time. They can still go to a workshop and then go home and still tuck their young one into bed. So we offer a large variety of times, same subjects. That in itself adds value that a typical workshop can't give you.
That is good. You know, everybody's busy today, and it's also very difficult to schedule this ongoing education in. Could you tell me a bit about what subjects are offered, Cliff?
Sure. Right now we have 10 subjects. We'll be adding more as the year goes on. We have over 100 workshops scheduled throughout the year. Our 3 most popular, and we run these every month, is your 30-second impression, which is slightly different than the elevator pitch and things that you learn at a Chamber of Commerce, because it is an impression when you walk in. The ABCs of networking. It's amazing how many people have jobs and their boss sends them out to network, and they have no idea what to do, and they stand in a corner, and then they try to figure out, well, I've got 40 business cards, what do I do with them next? And the most popular one that we seem to be having now is something called the fear of success. Most people are afraid of failing. Fear of success breaks it down when people get to a certain point in their career, why they stay stagnant. They work very, very hard, they get comfortable, and they never reach the next level.
So I guess there, Cliff, you talk about our comfort zone.
That's exactly right. And what we want to do is we want to break people out of their comfort zones. And what we do, we believe, by offering this value at this price, only 90 minutes in length, and the amount of times we run them and the time periods we run them, we take away people's excuse on why they can't go to a workshop to develop themselves better.
Cliff, how are these subjects actually taught?
Well, we have several different mediums. The first one is the workshop. That's our most popular. That runs about 90 minutes, and everyone that's there has to participate. No one can just sit back and just take what comes in. And when they come to these workshops, they get takeaways, they get lessons learned, and like I said earlier, the best part of this type of situation is they get out of it what they want when they come in. Gives you a little bit of a syllabus, but the end result is they walk out with what they want. Okay, the other is boot camps. These are 3-hour sessions, and the subject changes, and I bring a subject matter expert in to help instruct the group. One example is we have a boot camp coming up on social networking. This camp is called, Is Your Facebook Linked to Twitter? How many of us are on social networking and don't have a clue what we're doing? I'm still trying to figure it out. The participants in the boot camp are encouraged, in this case, to bring their laptop in so they can perform tasks. We actually have practicals they're going to go through. And then we can be there as well to help tutor them on any problems that they might have. Another option that we have is we have what we call lunch and learns. And we offer this at a restaurant for a nominal fee. It's usually $10. That includes the lunch, tax, and tip. And it's just basically an open discussion on a subject matter. And a lot of times, the subjects that we get for our workshops come from those sessions. And then the other is the meetups. And these are free discussion groups. I'm the leader. They're held monthly. The subject matter changes from meetup to meetup depending on what the group wants to talk about.
Well, that's great. So you can actually plan a meetup, and people can tend to improve their networking capability at the meetups themselves.
That's exactly right. And what happens, you'll see, go through all 4 of the ways we do this, is one actually feeds into the other. And you just gave the perfect example. They show up a meetup, find out they don't know how to socialize, we send them to a workshop, and they can continue practicing until they become an expert.
That's great. So actually, it sounds that along the way, you're actually providing some coaching, too.
Yes, we actually are providing coaching. I have people that go from workshop to workshop, meetup to meetup. It's almost like I have a little following that comes behind me. And that's great because I have one couple, they go to literally every single thing that I do, and they feel like they learn a lot. But not only do they learn a lot, they also participate a lot, and they cite examples, so they're living proof that the system works, and also they become a resource for people, and they've networked, and I'm sure it's helped their business as well.
That's great.
Our intention is to help anyone that wants to improve their professional management skills, people that are going through a transition, they've come out of a corporate world, their company has downsized, or they've decided to become self-employed and go out there and look for a job. People in home-based businesses and MLM opportunities, they're our perfect client because it doesn't matter how much knowledge they have or don't have, they all come in on the same playing field, and the end result is when they leave, they're going to get out of it whatever they want to get out of it, and they're going to get out of it whatever they put into it. So we have a very, very broad base of people that we can help teach and coach.
And they come in at various skill levels in each one of these skill areas, right?
Correct. And if they come in at a higher skill level, because of the workshop situation, they actually help us teach that subject. So they feel good about themselves. They're encouraging other people as well. And the network, it's just unbelievable what happens. There's a synergy that takes place, and it gets carried over after the workshop, and that's the big win.
Where do these workshops take place? Where are they held?
Right now we hold them at the Keyport IHOP. We hold them at Brookdale Community College in Hazlitt and the Intelligent Office in Red Bank. But the beauty of this is we can take them and put them anywhere. So if we have an office that wants to have a meeting in one of these subjects, we can teach an entire group. But it's, again, our group sizes are 10 to 12 people. We can have it in a coffee shop if we want to. Depending on where the group is, we can literally move it anywhere.
Okay. Well, if the audience wants to get more info and they want to contact you, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Well, hopefully they're following our blog. We listed on that. And also we have our website. We have a fan page on Facebook. And also they can call me on my phone, 732-784-2885. And one of our receptionists will be happy to either answer their questions, transfer them over to me, or give them whatever information they need on a workshop.
And your website is www.thebrandofme.info. Is that correct?
That's correct. And again, the phone number is 732-784-2885, and I look forward to hearing from anyone that wants to improve either their personal or professional skills.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time today, Cliff. This has been Cliff Moore with Al Siano at LinkedInInterviews.com. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Al.